Hello friends, I'm outside, so you know what that means. It's time to get our bodies ready for our story time. So first we're gonna put one arm out. Can you put one arm out to your side? And then we're gonna go with our fingers up, and then our wrist up, and then our elbow up, and our shoulder up. And then we're gonna try to bring it down like a wave. On the other side, up with your shoulder, up with your elbow, up with your wrist, up with your fingers. Ready? Let's try to do it faster. Up and down. Can you do that faster? Like an ocean. Move those arms, wiggle it around. And then we're gonna do an airplane. Can you fly like an airplane? Flying all around, moving your arms in little circles, going up and down. See, if I move one arm by itself, it's just moving in a circle, and I'm putting my other arm in a circle too. But if I do them together and move my body, then I look like an airplane flying through the sky. That's awesome, huh? Now, after our airplane, we are going to try our balance test today. Okay, let's try to stand on one foot. Stick your foot out in front of you. Can you stand on one foot? Oh wow, that was great. Let's try the other foot. Look at us, balancing. Let's try to put our feet behind us. Sometimes if you put your arms out, it helps you balance a little bit more. I know sometimes I need help with my balance because I will trip and fall sometimes, but that's okay. I'm working on it. All right, last part. You're doing so great. We are going to squat down almost like if we were a bunny. Ready? We're gonna squat down, touch the ground, and then we're gonna come back up. We're gonna squat down. I guess you could be a froggy like this too. And then come back up. And one more, we're gonna squat down and then come back up. All right, I think you know it's time for our riddle, and then we'll get into the story. Are you ready? Hi friends, we're back inside, and you know what time it is. It's time for Rella's riddle. So if you're new here, this is how it works. We are gonna have 3 hints, and then you're gonna have 10 seconds to guess. And our riddle is going to correlate to the book that we're gonna be reading a little bit later. That means that the riddle's gonna have to do with the book. Are you excited? I am too. And if you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. All right, so hint number 1, I am round and normally floating in the air. What am I? Hint number 2, I can be made with soap and water. What do you think I am? Hint number 3, I am delicate. That means I can pop easily. Do you know what I am? Here's a hint. All right, if you guessed a bubble, you would be correct. And a bubble does have to do with our story that we're gonna be reading in just a little bit. But let's learn a couple different ways to say bubble. In Spanish, we would say bubble, burbuja, burbuja, bubble. And in American Sign Language, we would say bubble, like little circles, and they're popping in the air, kind of like a bubble, right? That is so awesome. Well, now that we've learned those couple of things, let's go ahead and get into the story time. Hi friends, are you ready for story time? We're gonna be reading a book about a bubble. Billy the Bubble, a Wild West Bubble Bath. A story by Tia Batten, illustrated by sillygoose.co. Ooh, this looks great. Billy the Bubble. Way out in the old wet west,
past the sliver of soap, and around the loofah lived a bad bubble. Some might say he was the baddest bubble of them all. This bad bubble's name was Billy the Bubble. Now, Billy used to be a nice bubble who was kind to the other citizens of Tubville. But one day, he got mixed in with a bit of dirt and grime, and he turned bad. Ever since, Billy only did bad bubble things, like dunking all the bath toys, stealing suds from the bubble bank, and squirting the pirates on their ship with his squirt gun. Billy the Bubble had turned into a real meanie. The good people of Tubville were afraid of Billy, and no one knew how to stop him. One day, Billy came bobbing through Tubville on his rubber ducky. He swished and splashed until the water flew right out of Tubville and straight onto Tiletown. All the citizens of Tubville hurried away to hide. The squirty fish swam into the cup at the bottom of the tub. The pirate ship floated behind the mountain of suds near the old leaky faucet. And the baby shark, well, he didn't know what to do. Billy tipped back his hat, looked around, and laughed. Tubville was his, or so he thought. What Billy didn't realize was that there was a new toy in town, Sheriff Pops, the octopus. Sheriff Pops didn't like how Billy the Bubble was bullying his town. He decided he needed to put an end to Billy the Bubble's bad behavior. "Billy," Sheriff Pops shouted as he crept down from the shower curtain, "you need to stop your bad behavior." He bounced off his duck and floated towards Sheriff Pops.
"Yeah,"
said Billy.
"What are you gonna do about it?"
"I'd hate to burst your bubble, Billy, but I think it's time for you to move along. Now you can either clean up your act or you can float over to Toilet Town," Sheriff Pops told the bad bubble. Billy splashed Pops.
"No, I'm thinking I'll sit right here."
Then that bad bubble laughed. Sheriff Pops wiped the water from his face. "Now you've got to go." He wriggled forward onto his tentacles, 'cause this tub ain't big enough for the both of us. Just then, Billy the Bubble pulled out his squirt gun, planning to squirt Pops, and a tentacle came up and pop! The grimy bubble was gone, and in his place was a smaller, squeaky clean bubble. Billy the Bubble wasn't a bad bubble after all. He had just been covered in grime, which made him feel and act bad. With the grime gone, Billy the Bubble was back to his old kind self.
"Gee, Bath Buddies,"
Billy said with a pout,
"I'm awful sorry for all the mean things I did. Can you ever forgive me?"
One by one, the Tubvillians emerged from their hiding spots. The squirty fish, the soapy pirates, and the baby shark all looked at each other. Then they said, "Of course we forgive you, Billy." Everyone cheered, and together they celebrated that their old friend, Billy the Bubble, was back to being the best bubble buddy around. That was an awesome book. It's very interesting that sometimes you may feel bad, so sometimes you want to act bad. I know that when I'm dirty, or I'm hungry, or it's hot outside, or it's cold outside, that might really affect my mood. But I have to remember that there's other people around me. So I have to take care of myself so that I'm feeling in a good mood, so that I can help other people, and that I am not mean to them, and I don't act bad, right? You know what time it is. It's time to find out our co-creators. Show us co-creators in the app. Tell me, tap, tap, tap. Hello, smartphone, tell me today. Did all our friends have fun and play? I hear my friends, Timothy, Connor, Oliver, Portia, and Lainey had fun today. Won't you have fun another day with me? Thank you so much for joining me on Reading with Rella B. If you would like to check out this book, it'll be down in the link below. And also, if you would like to become a co-creator, you can check out rellabbooks.com. And if you would enjoy a screen-free version while you're on the go, I have a podcast called Reading with Rella B. So thank you so much, and toodles!